What is up, Spartans? My name is Griffin. I'm your St. Peter the Apostle Catholic High School media anchor. We're going to talk to you about our 4th annual Pushups for PTSI event. You may be wondering why this year we changed it from PTSD to PTSI. It is because the World Health Organization changed it from a disorder to an injury. This is because it is a more accurate description and it reduces the stigma around PTSI. Stay tuned to meet members of our staff, students, and guests to show our support for the police, firefighters, first responders, and fellow military people. Enjoy. I thank our sponsors, Chopped Leaf, Famoso, The Tribe, Chapters, Snap Fitness, and Subway here in Spruce Grove. Also thank you to Bite to Eat, our school cafeteria, and don't forget to use the hashtags SPACHS Pushups, In This Together, and ECSRD Strength. We still anticipate donations until Monday, November 25th, and a special thanks to Ian Hall for coming out from Wounded Warriors to support SPA. That interview. Why do you think it's important to donate?
It's important to donate so that we can help people that are dealing with PTSI through programs and support, counseling, and basically anything that we can do to offer support to anybody that might be facing such a struggle right now.
Yeah. What do you think raising awareness does for PTSI?
It does a lot in reducing stigma. So it allows us to open up a conversation and to let people know that they don't have to suffer in silence, that they can have a conversation and seek support so that they can get what they need.
Yeah. Do you think we'll reach our goal of $2,000?
Yes, I do, and I hope that we beat it. Woohoo!
How have you seen push-ups for PTSI change since you've been at this school?
Well, this is only my 2nd year being a part of it, but I just feel like it keeps building momentum, and we certainly have a special place for this cause in our hearts here at SPA, so I think it's only going to be up from here.
Thank you for your time, and thanks for this interview.
Thank you.
Peter the Apostle Catholic High School, and I'm here with Susie.
Sylvie boy from Edmonton Police Service, and also Wanted Warriors Canada Ambassador.
Well, what can we do to help people with PTSI?
So the most important thing I think for people suffering from PTSI, it's just to be there for them, listening to them. A huge part of the issue is sometimes that people will just don't know who to turn to. There's a big stigma around mental health. People don't feel comfortable sharing their stories, and then part of healing is sharing.
Yeah.
So just be there, have a listening ear. If you know programs that help, like Wanted Warriors Canada, refer them to us so that we can help them. So, like I said, a big part, just be there for them and listen.
Well, what does this event mean to you?
I think it's fantastic to see that the young generation are actually getting involved. It is an issue that I think everybody's suffering from, because if the parents are suffering from PTSI, and sometimes children are too, knowing that the young generation know about it and are willing to step up for the people suffering is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. What advice would you give someone who knows someone suffering from PTSI?
So, like I mentioned, the biggest thing is listen. Have a very open ear. Listening, it's like active listening, not just listening and then go away. It's hearing the suffering and then refer them to the program that are willing to help. Like I said, we have a life-saving program with Wanted Warriors Canada that helps with the person suffering, but it helps also with a couple. We have couple therapy. We have a program for the children that are in a household where people are suffering from PTSI. So just refer people.
Finally, last question. Do you think we'll raise our goal of $2,000?
I hope so, and I hope we're going to surpass that.
There we go. Well, thank you for your time. Thanks for this interview.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, I'm back again. I'm here with Ian Hall. Tell us a little about yourself.
Oh, as you said, I'm Ian Hall. I'm an ambassador for Wounded Warriors Canada. I'm also a City of Edmonton firefighter, which I've been for the last 12 years. Prior to that, I was an EMT for about 5 years, and before that, I was with the Canadian Army for about 6 or 7 years.
Well, I read a little bit on your bio, and it said that when you got back from serving in the military, you joined the Edmonton Fire Service. What made you want to become a firefighter?
I guess with the military and the fire department, it's one of those things you get more drawn to. I've always been a big believer in being a part of something greater than myself. The military gave me that chance. The fire department continues to give me that chance. And you get to do things not everyone gets to do. Not many people can say they've blown up a tank. Not many people say they've been inside of a building that's on fire, right?
What's the day-to-day life of a firefighter?
Honestly, it's one of the few jobs I've had where you never feel like you're at work. You basically get to hang out with your best friends all day and do epic stuff,
That does sound fun. What kind of work does Wounded Warriors Canada do?
Wounded Warriors Canada does a lot of important work. We're a relatively young charity. It's only been around since 2006. And it actually started providing creature comforts for wounded soldiers in Germany when they were kind of waiting to get transferred back to Canada. So they were in hospital care in Germany, and they didn't have TVs, they didn't have books, they just had a hospital room. So they started out by providing creature comforts, and then when the Afghanistan mission ended, they looked kind of for gaps of, what is an area where Canadian soldiers are kind of being lost.
Yeah.
And then we identified the issue with mental health, post-traumatic stress injury, occupational stress injury, that this was an area where Wounded Warriors could have its greatest impact and effect, right? So it started with basically funding outside programs, and then in 2017 we switched to running our own individual programs.
Yeah. What kind of work do you do for the WWC?
My job as an ambassador is a few things. The big one is to get the word out. I run a fundraiser which happens in Edmonton every year. That's kind of my big responsibility for the year. But outside of that, it's attending events like this today, talking to people, and it's fantastic. I'm talking to a lot of people that when I joined the Army almost 30 years ago, events like this didn't happen. This is something we didn't talk about. This was something that was, everyone knew it was out there, but it was hidden away, right? And now to come to when I walked in the doors of the school here, and there's 100 people in that lobby, it's fantastic. It's amazing.
Why do you think events like Push-Up for PTSI are important?
Well, like I just said, it's the the awareness, right? Like if we can get, this being a high school, you got 16, 17, 18-year-olds?
Yeah.
If we can get people when they're 16, 17, and 18 to start thinking about this, to start being able to identify it in themselves and others, when they're adults, they'd have greater tools to impact themselves and those around them, right?
Yeah.
When I was 18 and joined the military, this wasn't the tools that I was given. Most of us had to learn things along the way on our own. So to have, this knowledge base at a much younger age is going to do a lot for not only their future, but the future of other people's.
Over the past couple years, we had a student, Brett Schaefer, and for this event, he's done over 4,500 push-ups in his school career. What do you think that means for events like these?
That's a lot of push-ups. That's incredible. To have, and this is the thing I always find amazing, is when I come to events, how much effort and how much individuals are willing to do for such a great cause. It makes my role as an ambassador very easy when there's people out there who are doing 4,000 some odd, you said? Yeah, who are willing to do 4,000 and some odd push-ups to raise awareness for such a great cause is very impressive.
Well, I doubt your job's easy, but thank you for your time again.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
Strong woman. What? I'm at 180.
Hi, I'm Griffin, and I'm here with Sean. Why do you think it's important to donate?
I believe it's important to donate because there's many who have gave their lives and have gone through immense amounts of stress for protecting us, strangers who they don't even know, and for making a better world and a better Canada.
How many push-ups have you done today?
Currently, I'm at 200.
That's pretty impressive. I've only done 3. What's your goal for push-ups today?
My current goal for push-ups, I believe, is 1,000, so that's what I'm trying to hit.
Are you, by chance, going for the record today?
No.
No, okay.
Not at all.
What's your prediction for most push-ups done by an individual?
Most push-ups done, I'm guessing, is going to be around 3,000, and then for group...
Do you have any idea who might win?
I really don't know. One of my friends I know is, like, kind of up there, so...
You're a grade 10
Hopefully.
student, so
Yes.
you've seen what push-ups were last year. What have you noticed that's changed?
I think, well, the layout, obviously, of the mats has changed. It's not as big, but it seems, I don't know, but I've seen more guests, I guess, this year. And, well, the Febreze now that we have, so the mats don't smell bad. But yeah, I think as we go, it'll just get better and better and more organized.
Well, if any of you out there want to beat Brett Schaefer's record, it's 4,500, so you better get started. Well, thanks for this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Griffin. I'm here with our Constable Duncan. What do you think of this event from a first-time perspective?
Well, first time I did it, it's good to see. There's a lot of enthusiasm. The students are getting involved. We have outside people as well. I think it's very good to see such positive energy.
How long have you been a constable?
It's just coming up on 11 years I've been doing this. I worked in the Spruce Grove Stony Plain area for about 6 years, and before that I was in Fort McMurray.
All right. What advice would you give someone who's suffering from PTSI?
Well, first recognize that it's not your fault. It's no different than breaking your leg or any other medical condition. You need to reach out and you need help and support, and there's no shame in that. I have had many friends of mine who've suffered from it, and there's no need, and you shouldn't suffer in silence. It's a very serious medical condition. If it's untreated, it can be fatal. You need to reach out and you need help, and there's nothing wrong with you. You just need help. You have to recognize it's not your fault.
Anything you want to say to motivate our Spartans to pump out as many push-ups as possible?
Well, I'm pushing 50, and I'm carrying about 50 pounds worth of gear, and I've already got well over 200 push-ups. So I think kids that are half or even a third my age should be able to beat me.
No excuses. No excuses. One last question. Do you think we're going to reach our goal of $2,000 for Wounded Warriors?
I sincerely hope so. I've put in a few dollars, and like I said, it's very positive to see everybody coming together for such a worthy cause.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for this interview.
Thank you very much. You have a good day.
You too. And I'm here with this lady. What do you think raising awareness does for PTSI?
I think raising awareness definitely eliminates the stigma behind mental health. And mental health is one of those, I guess, healths that always get put on the back burner. So definitely raising awareness and removing that stigma that mental health is for those who are unwell, in whatever definition they might be, definitely is a big thing. And I think over the past years has definitely slowly removed that stigma of, being not well mentally.
Well, how many push-ups have you done today?
The sad thing is I have done 50, but in 2 blocks. But I do plan to do more. Obviously my getup isn't for.
How many do you plan on doing today?
I plan hopefully 100, hopefully. However, I think a good solid number would probably be like the 80s, just because again my getup is just not the proper push-up attire, definitely.
Well, I mean, as many as you can do.
Yes,
Right?
definitely, yeah. And also I don't have any upper body strength, so.
What do you think about this event as a first timer?
I think it's an amazing event. I think I've heard of doing the push-ups for PTSD, but I've never seen it in action as big as this. So the idea of having not only parents and teachers participate, but having the students participate is a really great thing. So I think it's amazing. I think it's just amazing to the gratitude and the gravity of this a little event has definitely been an eye-opener and just overall cool. Yeah.
Do you think we'll continue this event for the years to come?
I think we would. I think we should definitely, like as a suggestion in my head, I think we can definitely expand beyond our school. Obviously SPA kind of became the groundbreaking school for this, but I think if we continue to do this year after year and like set higher goals for us, I think we can definitely get surrounding schools around the area to definitely participate and make it not more so of a Spruce Grove thing, but more so of a citywide and potentially like a province-wide kind of. Yeah.
Well, I've been talking to everybody about our record holder, Brett Schaefer. He did over 4,500 push-ups in a single day. What do you think the kind of motivation like that means for an event like this?
I think definitely it will put the bar up there, especially with 4,000 push-ups just for an individual. But I think it also gives kids a challenge. A lot of us kind of say that like challenge isn't really good for kids, but I think it will definitely challenge and also inspire kids to look at the severity and the gravity of this event, and hopefully one day like one of my students in the later long run get to either achieve that or surpass that. So I think it's really cool, and especially because it's my first time hearing about it, that's insane. So yeah.
Well, thank you for your time.
Thanks so much.
Hi, I'm with Brett Schaefer, our school record holder for push-ups, and as a record holder, do you think anyone's going to beat your record?
I would love for someone to beat it. It's for a good cause. I personally believe PTSD is a very big issue, especially with government cutting funding for the veterans and those who are affected by war or disaster.
What motivated you to do so many push-ups?
Family that have served in firefighting, EMS, and the military. Just kind of those you can kind of realize that they have issues when certain events happen, and they have a little event.
What do you think your record represents for our school?
I don't know, just kind of an idea of that it is possible if you put your mind to something. You just gotta stay focused and pace yourself. Anything is accomplishable in life as long as you stick to it, and no matter what someone says is possible, you go for it.
Anything you want to say to motivate people to pump out as many push-ups as they can, try to get close to your record?
Personally, it doesn't matter if you come close or you pass it, as long as you are here to participate. And overall as a school, I challenge the school to reach the school's goal for the funding, and because all it is push-ups in the end of the day. There's no reason to kill yourself with push-ups. Overall, it's more about how much the school does, because that's what the event is for. And those who donate to raise for PTSD, I think that's a worthy cause.
Well, as someone who's been to every single push-ups or PTSD event, how have you seen it change?
Actually, yes, I have. When I first started, I did 500 and about 800, and that was the highest one. Next year, I did 2,000, 3,000-ish, and the year after that, I did 4,500, and the year after, I did 5,000. Each year, people have been reaching thousands, 2,000s so it's been going up every time. So I was hoping someone comes close or surpasses mine, sets a challenge for next year.
Well, to wrap up this interview, we've been telling everybody that we've been interviewing about your record, try to motivate them, just squeeze an extra 50 push-ups or something. And what do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea to encourage. It's not so much about pressuring someone, it's more about encouraging and keeping everyone motivated and staying positive. Some people rely on negative reinforcement, so if you know them well enough to do that, you can. But most people rely on positive reassurance. So you just gotta repeat being positive to them, telling them they're good. People shouldn't worry about they're on the board. For all I care, it doesn't really matter. I put my numbers up there on the board to keep track, not to set a record.
Well, very humble. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out. Hello, I'm Griffin. I'm here with, I'm so sorry.
Firefighter Jory Lutz.
Firefighter Jory.
It's okay.
Thank you for coming to our school.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
What do you think of this event for your first year being here?
I think it's good. There's a good turnout. It's good to raise awareness for PTSI. It's something that's important in the industry, and just to encourage others to seek help if they need it.
Yeah. What can we do to help people with PTSI?
I think events such as this, quite honestly, just encouraging people that it's okay to seek help and raise money, so there's the resources. So yeah.
Why do you think raising awareness is for this cause is important?
I think there's a lot of proud people in our industry, so a lot of people don't like admitting, knowing that they need help. So this for sure encourages them to find the help, and that's why it's important.
Getting rid of the stigma.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to say to motivate the people there, so they can pump out as many push-ups as they can?
Just keep up the good work. Everybody out there looks impressive. I think already most of the people have done more push-ups than any of us on our crew could do. So keep up the good work.
What does this event mean to you?
It means a lot. Shows that there's lots of support moving on in my career, knowing that if I need the help, that the community is behind me. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
And before we wrap up this interview, I'd like to talk to you about our record holder, Brett Schaefer. He did over 4,500 push-ups. It's our school record. It hasn't been beaten for 3 years. And what do you think that kind of commitment means for a cause like this?
I think it means a lot. I honestly don't know how that's humanly possible. Quite impressive. Good job. If anybody can beat it, I'd like to see it.
Well, thank you for your time. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm back. I'm Griffin, and this is McNallie.
Bryce McNallie from Spruce Fire Services.
Thanks for coming out and seeing us. How long have you been a fire chief?
I've been with Spruce Fire Services for the last 15 years and loving every minute of it.
There you go. Why do you think, or what do you think about this event for your first time coming out here?
I think it's great to see the camaraderie and the support between all the students and everybody coming together as a group to achieve one common cause. That's just incredible. It speaks volumes for what you're doing here.
What can we do to help people with PTSI?
Well, much the same as any other illness or something that people battle with. It's about raising awareness and saying that it's okay not to be okay. We have resources and teams put together for this kind of stuff. And if somebody is suffering from PTSI and showing signs of it, we need to recognize that and let them know that we're here to support them and help them in any way that we can.
Why do you think it's important to raise awareness for this cause?
People around the world are suffering with this. It's not just in our area and in our group. Without awareness of it, it will never get solved. So every step that we do and every push-up that we do out there gets us that much closer to eliminating it as best as we can.
What does this event mean to you?
To me, I'm very surprised and happy to pull up and see, everybody out there busting a sweat and getting the push-ups in. And to me, it speaks a lot to our community and to the schools to say, we know this is out there, we know it exists, and we're doing something about it. So I'm very happy and very proud of the community and all of you for pulling together and getting this done.
Anything you want to say to motivate the people out there?
To motivate the people, just if your brain believes it, or if your brain believes it, your body will achieve it. If you want to set a goal for 1,000, do 1,000. If you want to set a goal for 20, maybe that's your goal, just do 20. But if you want to set the bar high, knock your socks off.
Over the past couple of years, we've had a record holder, Brett Schaefer, and he's done over 4,500 push-ups in a single day.
That's incredible.
What do you think that kind of commitment and motivation means for a cause like this?
Well, first of all, you got to have a heck of a mindset for something like that to say, I'm going to pound out 4,500 push-ups. Good on him for doing it, but I would challenge him to say if he can beat that. Right? You set the bar high once already, see if you can beat your own record.
Well, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, pleasure.
Pleased to have you.
Thank you very much.
just more talk amongst teachers and their students about mental illness, PTSD, PTSI, and the sponsorships have grown, the increase in first responders that are coming out to support the day, and also to show that we're all in solidarity together for this.
Yeah. It's important to start the conversation. Why do you think raising awareness for a cause like this is important?
Well, I think it's important to raise awareness, to break down those stigmas. I mean, 1 in 10 Canadians suffers from mental illness, and we want to let people know that physical illness isn't the only focus of the healthcare system and of our society. The more open we can be about mental illness, the more likely we are to reach people and to help people that are suffering.
What does this event mean to you?
It's always significant to me in that my husband was part of the Canadian Princess Patricia's Light Infantry 2nd Battalion and served a tour in Afghanistan in 2008. He came back from Afghanistan after 9 months, having lost several friends and coworkers, of course, and he was a completely different person. So he had PTSD and still has PTSD, but the symptoms, of course, have improved substantially, and he's more able to cope with this disorder and seek the help that he's needed. So whenever we do the push-ups, I always think about how far he's come, and he's currently working for the Edmonton Police Service, and the work that those first responders are doing and how important it is to be supportive and acknowledge that what they witness and experience every day it takes its toll on a person mentally, and that we as a society don't expect them to put on that hard shell of suck it up and take it, but if you are suffering, there's no shame in getting help. There's no shame in asking for the help you need.
Do you think we'll continue this event for years to come?
Definitely. I think each year it gets bigger and we raise more awareness, more money, and we'll continue on for sure. The work that Free to Be is doing is fantastic, and I love supporting this event.
Let's keep this rock rolling.
Yeah, you bet.
During the event, we raised $3,546.50. That's enough to buy almost 2,000 Tim Hortons coffees, or a 2002 Honda Accord used and still have enough for detailing. Or you could buy 2,172,868 feet of duct tape. Also, our school did 259,956 push-ups, a school record. If those push-ups were done by one person at a rate of 1 push-up per second, it would take them a little over 3 days with no rest to complete. Well, thanks for taking the time for watching our videos, and thank you. And of course, thank you to everyone that helped out or supported this event and everything. Thank you.